What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with my 2024 Week 7 NFL Power Rankings. And you can see there, biggest movers, obviously the Bears moving up after a huge win in London over the Jaguars. Then you have the Cowboys with an ugly loss at home. And yeah, they got to be dropping a lot because, that was just not a good performance. Now, 29 through 32, these guys are all staying the same. All of them lost besides the Dolphins. They were on a bye. The only team that really has a good chance to win here next week, maybe the Patriots in Jacksonville, just because those teams are kind of the bottom of the barrel there. And maybe even the Dolphins. This Dolphins team, I think, still has some potential. Just they don't have a tough schedule right now, this upcoming week at least against the Colts. They could definitely go in there and pull off an upset, but they're going to need a lot of things to happen. 28 through 25, they're all staying the same as well. Losses and bye weeks didn't move anybody up or down. Titans, they look atrocious. Will Levis might be getting benched soon. The Jaguars might have to blow this thing up at the deadline, and Doug Peterson might get fired with another loss, especially if they lose to the Patriots at home. He might be gone. Rams looking to get healthy this week, so I think this team has a good chance to possibly get back to 500. Cooper Kupp expected to play. He practiced on Monday. Puka, he's nearing his return. And if those two guys get back and Stafford has his top two weapons, then the Rams team could be a sleeper team to pull off a wild card bid. Then the Raiders just traded Devontae to the Jets. So they're trending down, and they're looking to kind of towards next year already and really going to see what quarterback they're going to go with because it might be the Aiden O'Connell show for the rest of the year just to see what he's got left in the tank and to see if he can be their franchise guy moving forward. 24 through 21, the Saints, Giants, Jets, and Cardinals all lose. But the Jets are moving up because they did just get Devontae, and I think that's a huge game changer for him. Obviously, him and Rodgers go way back, and pair him alongside Garrett Wilson and a good running game. This Jets team, I think they would have won that game if they had Devontae against the Bills. Now, they go into Pittsburgh this week. Tough matchup, tough defense, but the new look Jets team, even after firing Saleh the week before, they're definitely kind of going all in here because, Rodgers isn't getting any younger. And the Cardinals, after a huge win over San Fran, they don't go into Lambeau and perform well at all. I got blown out. It was 24-0 at one point. Cardinals were losing in the first half, and it was just pretty much over in the second quarter. But they're just focused on Marvin Harrison's health, with the concussion left early. Hopefully he can play this week. 20 through 17. Colts and the Bengals both get wins, so they're moving up. Broncos and the Cowboys losses moving down. And obviously the Cowboys moved down a ton. Ugly loss at home to a really good Lions team. And I thought for sure the Cowboys would compete. I didn't think they were going to win the game. I thought that it would be a lot closer game than this. They go into a bye, really need to look at themselves in the mirror and decide what football team they're going to be from here on out. Broncos, I think they're very happy going into week 7, 3-3, unlike the Cowboys. This Broncos team, I think, has some potential here. Bo Nix is playing better. He finally found Troy Franklin for a touchdown. And I think this Broncos team could be a team in the second half of the season that you wouldn't want to play because their defense has been really good so far. But the offense, once that starts to come into form, I think the Broncos could really hit their stride. And then same for the Bengals as well. I think they can go into Cleveland, get a win there, get to 3-4. And if at that point, it's not really too much of a disappointment of a season if you can get to 3-4. They just got to keep figuring out how to win football games. And yeah, it wasn't pretty on Sunday Night Football, but a win is a win, especially for them. 13 through 16, you get three teams with wins, and they're moving up or staying the same in the Steelers, Eagles, and Niners. And then the Seahawks fall out of the top 10 because they're lost to the Niners at home. It was a good game. Obviously, the Niners are at 15, so they're moving up. They get the Chiefs actually at home. And Seahawks, Niners, Rams even have a chance. The NFC West, I think, is going to be a great division, and it's going to come down to the wire. No one's really pulling away yet, but I like it. It's good to see that these teams are competing. Eagles scraped by the Browns. They're staying at 14, and then they're going to find out who they're going to be against the Giants on the road. I think that'll be a tough game for the Eagles in a divisional matchup. Steelers win in Las Vegas. Big win there. Move to 4-2, and they get the Jets at home this week. 12 through 9. And you get the Chargers entering the top 10 after some teams losing. Bears almost cracked the top 10 with a huge win over the Jaguars as they head into the bye. Falcons move up because of some teams falling, and the Packers stay at 9 with their win over the Cardinals. And Packers, Texans, going to be a great game this week. Same with Falcons and Seahawks. I think those two games are going to be must watches. 5 through 8, Ravens and Bills stay the same after some wins. Bucks flip with the Commanders because they won and blew out the Saints on the road. Commanders fall one spot just because they lost to the Ravens on the road, and that was a great game. Commanders, Ravens, I don't think anyone had that circled week 6 and being one of the better games, but the Commanders, give them some credit. They're playing some really good football right now. And same with all these other teams on the board. And 1 through 4 stay the same as well. Chiefs, Vikings had bye weeks, so they're staying obviously, and they're the only undefeated. Lions blow out the Cowboys, so they're at 3, of course. And the Texans blow out the Patriots, and they're at 4. You want to look at some good matchups this week? Chiefs play the Niners in San Francisco. Vikings are hosting the Lions, and that's a huge game, not only just for NFC and playoff seeding, but for NFC North as well. And the Texans go on the road and play the Packers. So the NFC North has some tough games this week. Besides the Bears, obviously, like I said, they're on a bye, but this top 4 next week could be a lot different based on some results. But that's going to be it for my week 7 power rankings. We'll check back next week to see where your favorite team ranks. But until next time, the Bench Buddies are out.